Welcome back, guys. Welcome. In the next videos that will follow, we'll start to now move on in our journey of Go Digital. In the next few videos that you'll be seeing from me, you'll be learning how to design a website or a blog to offer your digital products. Some of you might even want to be a blogger. Some of you might want to be selling your ebooks on your website. Some of you might want to be selling your courses on your websites, just like me. So in this series of videos that you will have, starting with this particular one, you will learn how to design a website. So these are going to be actually practical based. We may not be doing any serious PowerPoint presentation, as you know. You cannot learn how to design a website with theory. Everything has to be practical. But before we move on, the tools you need to design a website, let me list them for you. Number one, you need a domain, you need hosting, you need a theme, you need WordPress, a WordPress theme rather, and you need some plugins depending on the kind of blog or website that you're designing. So without wasting so much time, let's just go straight to a local website. There are a lot of websites. Even if you go on Google, just search for domain registrars, domain registrar, you will see a lot of them. There is GoDaddy, there is Namecheap, there is Bluehost, a lot of them out there. There is Namecheap, domains.google, there is make a website hub, and so on and so forth. But then there is GoDaddy, like I mentioned earlier, there is Bluehost, there is DreamHost, there is HostGator, and so on. In your own case, as a beginner, I don't like to recommend hosting and domain. Reason is that there is no one among them that is actually the best as a small business for you. But if we are talking about big enterprises now, there are hosting that they will never use. But as a small boy internet marketer in Nigeria, you can start with the local ones. I started with them too before I moved on to the one I'm using. So in the past, I've tried to let people see the one I'm using, but I realized that they always come back to me to come and teach them how to use the one I'm using. I use DreamHost, and DreamHost does not use cPanel. Most of you will find cPanel easier to use, so I prefer to use DreamHost. I switched from cPanel hosting to DreamHost that uses DreamPress, something called DreamPress, because most of other hosting, I was not enjoying their services any longer. I am not a tech person. I only learned some of these things the hard way. So when I have issues with my websites and I send them email, in most cases, some of them waste time. So I keep changing from one hosting to another until I am with DreamPress. DreamPress may charge you money to help you to do something, but at least they will fix it for you in no time. And there are some other things that they do for you for free. But for the purpose of this training, I'll just go ahead and show you how to use a local company in Nigeria called WooGoHost.com. So I recommend that when you're starting afresh, you register your domain and hosting with I have most of my hosting with, of my domains. Of all domains I have, only one is not with WooGoHost. Only one. I normally like to register my domains with them. Then I do most of my hosting with another company. But in your own case, I am repeating it. Do your domain registration and hosting with WooGoHost. And how do you register a domain? Just come here and look for the domain you want to register. Say you want to register mrplanb.com. So register domain. It will first of all try to search for the availability of the domain. If the domain is available, it will tell you. If it is not, if the .com of the domain is not available, it will tell you the other ones that are available, maybe .ng, maybe .org, and so on and so forth. As you can see, it's searching, and it has told me, congratulations, mrplanb.com is available. For how much? 3,900. If I want to buy .ng, 9,500. .online 15. .africa 5,000. .site 1,100. .com.ng 1,200. It is as simple as this. Then you should also know that I already have an account with Whogohost. That's why my name is showing. If you don't have an account with them, you can still carry out this process and buy. So in the process of buying, they will ask you to register, which is a very simple process. You don't need to contact anybody for that. So whichever one you want out of all this, I think, let me just, for the purpose of this, I don't need a domain called mrplanb.com, but for the purpose of this training, let me just buy so that you will see. So I click on add, then it has turned to checkout. Then I click on checkout. I want to buy right away. So there are times that they offer you free domain with your hosting. So if I buy hosting with them, they will give me free domain. Let me try that first. Let me try hosting services. Let me try their hosting services. Shared hosting. Most of you, when you're starting afresh, shared hosting is just fine for you. You don't need to do big ones. So with 4,000 naira annually, you are fine. 400 naira monthly, you are fine. And what do you get with this? You get 2 gigabyte web space, which is okay for most internet users, most website owners that are starting afresh. One thing is that as you grow, you can increase the kind of hosting you are using. You can improve on the kind of hosting you are using, but there is no point starting from the biggest one when you do not have enough content yet. So you can have free.ng domain, really. You can have free SSL certificate, 4 subdomains, 1 hosted domain, add-on domain, packed domain, unlimited emails. Unlimited emails mean you can have something like orders or info at mrplanb.com.ng. So I think what I can do, instead of buying domain separate and buying hosting separate, let me just buy hosting, and then I get a domain from them for free. So let me just say register a new domain. Use a domain already in my shopping cart. I will use my existing domain and update my name servers. No. Transfer your domain. No. Register a new domain. No. Okay, let me use this one. Let me see if they will allow me to use this one, since my hosting that I'm buying from them comes with free domain. So I will check the price. Free unlimited this. So let me see if they will. I want to pay monthly, so I want to pay for the first month. 400 naira total deal today. What am I getting? Setup fee 0, monthly 400 naira. Continue. So domain, okay, they are not giving me the domain.com.ng for free. Okay, what I'll do is that let me take this one out. Are you sure you want to remove this? Yes. So where is the domain? Okay, I think you only get a free domain if you pay for annual. If you do annual payment, you get free domain. So let me just buy my domain and hosting together once and for all. Let me go back. Hosting, shared hosting. I'm buying Aspire. So let me register my Mr. Plan B. mrplanb.com.ng. Check. It's available. Add. Is added already. So I continue. Now, I don't want to pay for 1 year because I just want to register for this for the purpose of this training, not as if I really need it. So I'm choosing 400 naira. Then I continue. Continue. So as you can see, I have two bills. I have 400 naira for my monthly hosting, and I have my domain 1,200 naira per annum. So every month you pay 400 naira for your hosting. So check out. So since I already registered with them, I'm using my default contact details as above. Then bank payments, you can pay by Paystack, you can pay Amplify, QuickTeller, anyone. So I want to use Paystack. I have read and agree to the terms of service. So complete order is working. So this is it. This is my address and my details as it is on their website. These are their own bank accounts, Paystack. So I want to pay with Paystack. As you can see, the price is 400, 1,200. So everything total, you can see 1,600. That's what they will remove from my account. Okay. According to my phone, I just received a debit alert because I've already been using their platform for payment. I normally pay for my domains on their platform. So Google Host. Yeah. I already received an SMS from them, mrplanb.com.ng, Linux shared hosting. I'm reading that from my phone. So when your order is confirmed, you should also receive an email from them. Let me see. Let me check the email I use with them. Can't even remember the email I used. Okay, Google Host. I used this 5:28 p.m. Successful payment. See, your Paystack transaction was successful. View details approved. Payment reference amount 1,600. Invoice this. Domain registration. You will receive this. Paystack receipt for the payment. That is it. Then Google Host invoice payment. This is so all those details you will receive them. Then what you actually need to do, everything you need to do is on this place. So click on continue to client area. So you have one hosting service. I have 11 domains, like I told like I told you, I have a lot of domains. So except one that I do not host with this guy. So come to your hosting services, click on hosting services. So as you can see, this is the one I used to use with them. I used to use the 3,600 monthly with them, but it's been terminated already. So this is the one I now use with them, and the domain attached to it is this. So click on it. As you can see, the status is active. So this is it. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how to register for your domain and for your hosting. So in the next video, we'll now go and we'll discuss how to install WordPress on your hosting and how to start, this the domain you just bought, mrplanb.com.ng. You need to start using it. It has to come live, and the only way it can come live is to use WordPress, which is what I use for my own website. Although there are other ways you can use if you're a programmer, you can program a whole website from scratch. You can create a whole website from scratch writing codes, but majority of us do not know, and we need a site. So I recommend that you use a WordPress or any other platforms like bloggers and so on and so forth, but WordPress is number one for me. So see you in the next video.